we are continuing with the series called 20s and Still Learning. So let's get straight to the video. We are talking about skills that a girl has to learn. Y'all, I'm pretty sure that y'all have some of these skills, but if y'all don't, what are you doing? What are you doing? Get with the program, child. Okay, y'all, so lesson number 1 is learn how to read people. What I mean by this is I need you to speak less and listen more. Also, observe more. People forget to observe. Instead, they listen. They are listening, but then they're not looking at how the person is, handling themselves when they are speaking upon a certain subject. Learn to observe their movements, their body language, how they speak. Read their aura. This means if the vibe is off, the vibe is off. If you have a feeling that this person is not to be trusted, okay, cool, right? Give that person the benefit of the doubt, but make sure you are still, balanced. That, okay, even though this person proves me wrong, that he actually can be trusted, at least there is something I can lean on. Or if this person has proven me right, that he cannot be trusted. Child, you know that I already knew it, and it does not impact you badly too much. So make sure that, you balance the equation. Be like, okay, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, but I'm watching you. I'm watching you just in case. Okay. Also, observe how they treat their possessions, their belongings. If they are just if they're not taking care of their stuff, imagine how they're gonna take care of whatever that you have with the person, like relationship wise, friendship wise. Like if they don't treat their possessions right, then they're not even gonna treat your friendship, because how are they gonna treat your friendship right if they can't even treat their belongings right? You know what I mean? The second skill is time management. This one is a big one, because we do not know time management. We don't know how to manage our time wisely. There are things that you prioritize that will get you somewhere in life, and then there are things of pleasure. All right, I believe that it is success before pleasure. You need to get successful in order to have pleasure, in order to have the time of your life, because without success you're not going to be happy. You're not going to get the things that are needed in order for you to make yourself happy. For instance, money. You need to work hard for money in order to be happy, in order to buy the things you want in life to make you happy, because I believe that everything that makes you happy comes with money. That is just my belief, actually. Okay, not all the things, but majority of the stuff, getting yourself comfortable, getting your luxury car, getting your luxury earrings or whatever, that makes you happy, right? And in order to get those special earrings, you need money for them. You need to work for them, right? So, it is success before pleasure, okay? Success equals pleasure. That's what I say. Do not let distractions delay you from your success. Managing your time means that you put aside your distractions. You put aside things that are not valuable to you. You put them aside and you focus on the things that are valuable. Prioritize valuable things first before pleasure. Okay? If you want to go out, think about the stuff that you have to do before going out. Think about the stuff. Always start with the important stuff first, with the important tasks. Then you can handle the, I would say, lousy tasks, if I may say. If you need to study for a test, but you also need to clean your room, girl. And your brain is going to tell you, child, I cannot study in a dirty place. Let me first clean my room so I can clear my mind. No, take your balm to the library. That is it, okay? Come back after a while just to clear your mind. Then you can start, cleaning up, taking a break. That's also clearing your mind. Period. So to have good time management, it means you should stop procrastinating. Okay, when you think about doing a task, do it now. Do not wait. Do not, okay, don't delay on saying, okay, I'm going to do it around 2, I'm going to do it around 3. No, the fact that you thought about it, your brain already has that, okay, I have to do this, body, are you going to do it? And then your body just says, no, chill, relax. Okay, I'm going to do it later. No. As soon as your brain jumps to thinking about doing a task, stand up and actually do it. Okay, then you know it's done. Then you can do other stuff. Okay, this skill is very essential. Okay, home remedies. Like, we cannot be sleeping on home remedies. When you have the flu, you know that you need to drink hot water with garlic and ginger. When you want to grow your hair, you need to have water with cloves and rosemary. When you want a flat stomach, I'm not sure about this one, but you need to be rubbing your stomach with some coconut oil. All those things. Home remedies are very essential, honestly. Knowing how to do your body scrub, because these days these products are really expensive, especially since we are in this economy. Like, everything is literally expensive. So do not be sleeping on home remedies. Go on TikTok, go on YouTube, search for home remedies for whatever that you are lacking in. Try by all means to learn it. Learn about herbs. Learn about natural, organic products. Although it is alright to just leave people alone, especially if they don't benefit you. Honestly, I'm big on benefits. I'm a very, very kind of a self-obsessed person, if I may say, and I am really goal focused and goal orientated. So if it doesn't benefit me or it doesn't impact me positively somehow, I'm ditching you. I'm ditching your ass. I'm dropping you like a bad habit, because you are a bad habit, honestly. So detaching is very important. You start slow with detaching. You don't answer their calls. If it's a person, you don't answer their calls. You don't text. You text later. Don't give them too much information. After that, it's just avoidance. From avoidance, you will feel that, okay, I can't live without this person. Honestly, I have taken some time away from this person, so I can definitely live without this person. Eventually, your mind is gonna, your brain is gonna automatically, live without thinking about this person so much, and eventually off the person goes. It's that simple. If it's a thing, of course, there are a lot of people that are really clinging on specific materialistic things, and that's not a bad thing, but however, you tend to depend more on that thing, and if that thing is no more there, such as like drugs, it becomes an addiction. Like, y'all, I'm giving way too much information on this one, and it's getting complicated. Okay, what I'm saying is, okay, if you do not learn the skill of detachment, whatever you are attached to becomes an addiction, something that you cannot live without, right? You can actually live without, but then you cannot live your life without it. No, you cannot. You depend on it emotionally and mentally, which is very wrong, because obviously addiction is wrong. But then now you're dependent on something, and what if that particular thing is no more there? Then you can't handle your business the way you should handle your business. You know what I'm saying? I hope you guys get me, because this was too much information. Okay, so learn how to sew, learn how to alter your clothes. If you can see that, this is my size, but the t-shirt at the back here, it's a bit, tacky, or it's a bit loose, then you need to know how to, put it together and, make it fit. So you need to know that, okay, it's not just because you are avoiding going to the shop, it's going to somebody else and spending money. No, it's for you to actually feel good about yourself when you're wearing something, be like, okay, I did that. If you do it yourself, if you sew it yourself, you will know where to make it smaller. You will know where it suits you the most. You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all guys get me. So, cooking is essential. I don't want to hear no. When I get married, my wife is gonna cook for me. No, it is 2026. We're not gonna do that. Okay, all wives, most of the wives these days, they also have jobs. They also have a life. They also come back home tired. You're talking about, no, I'll marry someone who can cook. No, marry a chef and pay that chef, because we're not gonna do that. Okay, we're not gonna do that in 2026. We're not gonna abuse our women. And also, learning how to cook is beneficial, because let's say there's a family gathering or some type of gathering, right? And they are inviting you to it. You can at least bring something beside buying a wine and buying scones. Like, you can literally actually make something and just hand it over to them and be like, I did that, and watch them chew on the thingy you cooked on, whatever that is that you cooked. Watch them chew and be like, okay, good. Like, clock it, you did that. You know what I'm saying? How to maintain your hair. Like, it's okay to go to the salon and, get your hair done once in a while. Okay, cool. But also learn how to do it yourself. At the end of the day, learn what type of products are suitable for your hair. Don't just depend on your hairstylist. Now you go to your hairstylist and she's not there. Now they be asking you, what products do you use for your hair? You on some, no, Linda does that for me. I'm not really sure, child. Learn about your hair. Like, honestly, another skill is learn about beauty tips. You know what I mean? Like, putting your face in ice water, it rejuvenates. That's what I heard. That's what the research told me. That it rejuvenates your skin, gets the blood going and all that. Putting on a facial mask with the right products, for the right ingredients and chemicals for your skin. Also, cause y'all, do you see how my skin is so bad? Y'all, don't even ask. Don't even go there. All those type of things. Beauty is very important. Charisma is very important, because these days charisma sells. Okay, y'all won't even be tuning in if I had a weird looking face. Y'all won't even tune in if I don't have some sort of a beauty standard that I uphold. Y'all guys wouldn't even be listening to me. Okay, y'all wouldn't even be curious into knowing what I have to say. So charisma sells. Okay, if a not good looking guy approaches you, you just give them a cold shoulder. But if it's a hot guy, you'll be like, okay, maybe I can take some time off, a few seconds, just see what this nigga wants. Beauty and charisma sells. Okay, being presentable sells. If I was out here with a, dirty jacket and stained t-shirt, you wouldn't even click on my video, because I'm not presentable. So be presentable. Know what suits you, what does not suit you. Know your colors. Know how to act, how to handle yourself around people. Okay, so another skill is journaling. Okay, journaling is really important. Honestly, I remember in 2022 I was in a very dark place, and I think it was in March, because I recently went through my journal for 2022, and ciao, I was like, ugh! I was going through so much and I was so young. But anyways, yeah, even y'all, I'm getting emotional. But yeah, I'm hypersensitive. So I was like, oh my God, I've been through so much, and I'm just in my 20s. Come on. So journaling is really important, and I'm glad I got to put all my feelings on paper and in a book, and just wrap it up and hide it somewhere in my room. Because if I were to tell a person how I felt, back in 2022, and in that vulnerable moment I decide to share my feelings with someone, I wouldn't know how they would react, and I wouldn't know what they would say to me, if it was offensive or if it was sweet. So I don't trust people very much, okay? The only thing I trust is something that does not react back. That's something I trust. A book does not react back, because I can just write whatever I'm feeling, close my book, and hide it somewhere. Remember it one particular day and just start opening it and reading it. Then I'm like, oh, okay, now I gotta react on what I wrote. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to rely on a person to tell me, no, you should have done this with my feelings. Okay? Feelings are very sacred. They're not supposed to be shared to people unless there are different circumstances. But in my circumstance, at that particular moment, my feelings were not supposed to be shared, and I'm very sure nobody knew what was I going through. Period. Sleeping on your journals, okay? You can journal. There are days where you skip journaling and stuff, but I feel like just writing only when you are sad just makes it very pathetical, because you must also write the good in life. You know, how you experienced a particular day. It was marvelous, it was beautiful. You know, don't just write sad stories and sad experiences on your journal, because if you now go back to it and look through it, like, you would have a sad life. Like, do you even remember when you were happy at that particular time? No. So okay, just write something that will also make you feel joy when you look back to it, like, oh my god, yeah, even though I was sad, but I still did that. Another skill is be observant and stop being ignorant. Okay, this one is a real problem for other people, for most of the people around me, because I can see how ignorant they are, and especially towards family. So, like, know your siblings' interest. Know how they act when they are feeling sad. Know how your friend is when she's angry, or when she's about to, hit that temper. Know everything, observe, learn your people. Learn your people. That's all I have to say. That skill is very essential. Okay, so you can actually predict them. You know what I mean? Like, you need to have a mindset. You need to have a dark mindset sometimes. Not everything is light and glamorous. This is the one skill you actually need to know: how to blend in when you are supposed to, and how to be dominant, how to be spotted in a crowd. Right? Now hear me out. This means that you have to embody not just one personality, not just two personalities, but more. When I say embody different personalities, I'm talking about, this is my personality. I'm loud as hell. I'm loud and I'm strict. I'm firm. I don't take no crap from no one. I stand on my ground. But if I want to learn and I'm in a crowd full of geniuses, trust and believe I will be the sweetest, the most quietest person you will find in that circle. Because I am there to observe, to learn, and to pick up a few things that I don't know about whatever topic they are discussing. You will not even see me. Trust and believe that you will not notice me, because I have embodied being silent. A personality where I'm not too loud, where I'm not loud at all, where I'm not actually supposed to be seen, and I don't want to be seen, because I'm here as an observer, as a learner. But however, if I want to be dominant, I can easily change like this. I can be like, okay, cool, hear me out. That's because I'm now comfortable about whatever I have to speak upon. I'm very confident on what I'm speaking upon. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm not very comfortable at speaking about something, trust and believe I will be silent and give a nod here and there, and I see your point. Period. That's embodying different personalities. Yeah, and worst part is, right, I don't drink. But let me tell you the trick on this embodying many personalities. When I go to groove with my friends, partying with my friends, trust and believe, you will think I am drunk. But really, I'm not. Because I have embodied a different personality. Yo guys, I have been Ciely and thank you so much for tuning in. I will catch you next time. Bye.